Okay, here we go, Endzone.
Our ancestors have destroyed the world, and we had to pay the price. With over 100 years without sunlight. But we have prepared ourselves for our chance to make things right. They stole from us a life of happiness. Still, we will make the best of it. Even though Mother Earth is grim and tainted, we have managed to survive. And we will keep surviving.
Okay, guys, let's get going. Let's do a little bit of Endzone. So that was the basically the starting cutscene of Endzone. So we'll set up a game as we go now. Early access roadmap. So at the moment we're in content updates. So it's still in early access. So I have to kind of point that out. So we're going to start a new game. Let's see what we've got. What kind of scenarios do we have? The Bet. Long Summer, A New Hope, Shared Suffering, Rome Wasn't Built in a Day. Okay, you've let yourself get talked into a daring wager with Arthur, no idea, your old friend and mentor, in the course of the cozy evening and the local tavern. You've betted on who can get their hands on the most species of plants in the form of seeds and unexplored ruins. I'm not sure that's the one that we want. In this scenario called Long Summer, heat is your greatest enemy, while radiation and other dangers lurk in the background. Merciless periods of drought lie ahead of you that steadily get longer over time as cool-down phases get even shorter. A New Hope. Together with several like-minded souls, you set off out into the world to create a new homeland for yourselves. For you, there's no doubt that strong population growth is the key to this long-term success of your settlement. I think that's something that we can maybe do. Shared suffering. As inhabitants of a flourishing colony, you've chosen to start up another settlement in an immediate vicinity as an outpost. Having just arrived at the destination, you have unloaded your supplies and begun setting things when horrible news reaches you. A terrible disease has broken out in the home colony and already claimed numerous lives. The colony threatens to crumble apart because there are no longer enough healthy inhabitants able to provide a sufficient supply of food and water. You must act quickly and obtain large quantities of water and food in order to save the colony. I think this is a little too one-track minded, basically. Ever since they left the Endzones, the people have been wandering around restlessly. Settlements are founded, towns fall into decline, and the inhabitants move on. But you have bigger things in mind. You want to create a city that stands the test of time, that becomes the new established center of the world. That is something that I could work with. So I can do either Rome Wasn't Built in a Day or A New Hope. And let's go with population growth is the key to success. Let's go with A New Hope. Let's do that. Play the scenario. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. Here we go. This is our spot. This is our gang. Wonderful. Just look at the land around here. How often have we dreamed of being able to live in such a beautiful place? Hurry, let's not waste any time. We'll make sure that our dreams come true. Let's build ourselves a new home. The most important resource in the world is not food or even water, it's the human being. We can't even ever forget that. And since the rescuers, the resource, rescuers, and since this resource is our most valuable asset, we ought to take care of having as many of them as possible. Let's do it. Okay, so New Hope wants us to get to like a lot of population. Okay, let's have a look at the world around us. We've got water nearby. I don't think there's... Ooh, there is some radiation right next to us. We have a little bit of stuff, especially the radiation type and tools type stuff. So let's see. It's not the greatest spot because we seem to be surrounded by like mountains and stuff. Okay, anyway, let's just see how we deal with it from there. Okay, so in the build menu, let's see what we need. We need water. So we'll get ourselves a jetty out over here. Oops, the other way around, like that. Let's try and save as much space as we possibly can. We do this, we'll do that. Okay, so we'll put that in place. We'll grab logistics, I believe, is a road. So let's grab some roads. Come on. So we'll do with something like that. So there's a little bit of a road going on there. As part of the water stuff, we also would need a cistern for now. And I'm quite happy with one right in that spot right over there. So let's get going with that. Now, we need to also get... People are immediately doing their thing. We need to go into food production. And a gatherer's hut over here somewhere could be useful, or down here. Alternatively, maybe a fishing hut is actually a more appropriate one for us straight away. So let's try and squeeze a little something in here. Yep, I think that's the one. We'll put a fishing hut over there. Get our logistics to run a road in through there as well. And that's good. Now, we need to also make sure that we've got some builders working. So let's move a few people over to builders. And then once we've got these up and running, we can go from there. Can we, the question is, can we speed things up a little? Let's do it. Okay, there we go. The cistern is built. The jetty is built. And with that in place, we can now get a few people to start working on water carrying duties. Okay, now our fishing is up. So let's get some fishermen in there straight away. Something like that should do a good trick for us. Now, we've got our very basics up here. We've got some rain, and luckily the rain is resolving some of the issues we have with radiation in the immediate vicinity. What we can also do now is we can start and collect some scrap. So let's gather some scrap over here. There's a little bit of a scrap pile here that we can deal with. I see now we can actually extend our town into this area, but yeah, these mountain thingies is going to be a bit of a problem for us. Okay, our water and our food is growing. We obviously want to get some scrap going on. I think we've finished off the scrap now. No more scrap, so let's... do we just want to cancel that? Let's gather a little bit of wood over here. I just need to demolish this. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Guys can gather a little bit of wood over there. Let's start laying out the rest of our town here. Not quite there, but over there maybe. Ooh, here comes a little bit of acid growth over here, or radiation growth over here. Okay. We would need some housing for our people, though we don't want to spend too much of that. And a shelter needs a lot of other stuff from scrap, which you can't get straight away, but maybe we can grab a couple of cabins just so that we have a few people that at least can start the whole housing thing. So 2 of the cabins over there, and then maybe we'll squeeze in a couple more like that. So maybe 4 cabins as a starting point. I only have like 11 adults. Hopefully 4 cabins will be enough for them. Let's get our a little road sorted out over there. Okay, so we've got water, basic water. Now we're actually going to get the radiation going on over here. That's not good. That's really not good. So we will at some point need to, but we can't do much about it right now. We don't have the resources. So if we go to resources, we need to start getting ourselves a bit of a recycler going on. So that's probably one of the next things we can do. So let's do that. Can we squeeze it in here? Not really. Okay, so let's lay out a little bit of a town where we can sort out some of the other stuff we need. So if we do maybe something like that as our road setup, and over there, and this will kind of become our industrial area over here. So resources, we will grab the recycler so that we can start getting the bits and pieces that we need. Yeah, I think that should be sufficient. We need more housing for more people. We're out of wood in this immediate area. I'll switch off the radiation, so we just need to be aware that there's a ton of radiation right around us all the time. I believe the radiation is spreading due to the fact that it's radioactive rain that's falling. And we need to actually get coal up and running so that we can filter out the radiation from our water supply. At the moment, our water supply looks okay, but it may actually have some level of radiation. No, it's actually saying it's okay. But yeah, radiation could actually get into our water supply. You can see on the edge of the screen, you see this little blue thing here showing that we've got radiation in the area as well. It's a little bit of a warning about the radiation. Our food and water is okay for the amount of people we've got living here at the moment, but we definitely need a little bit more housing. So let's grab a couple more cabins. Is that right? No, let's cancel that. Cancel that construction. Get another cabin over here and bring it in a little closer, like so. Excellent, that's good. Now, if we grab our little path over here, that's okay. We should be able to get tons more cabins through there. Now, we don't have anybody working as a recycler just yet, so let's quickly have a look. Can we grab one recycler? And that recycler is going to do cloth for us, right, at the moment. But we can kind of switch over whether it needs cloth, plastic, electronics, or metal. So something that I haven't gone through in this play is that our resources are water, food, wood, scrap, tools, and radiation protection. Okay, then medication as well, and cloth, and metal, and plastic, and electronics, and charcoal. So cloth, metal, plastics, and electronics is all generated from scrap. So you need scrap in order to get that going. And as we say that, our scrap, we're pretty much out of scrap. So let's get another collection of scrap going on. Somewhere over here. Wow, that's very little scrap. Really very little. But go and get that for us. We need one more house, and in a few days we're going to have a drought, so we need to make sure that we've got enough water and food when that hits. I believe you're the only colony in the world, yes. I don't know that at this point in time you actually encounter other colonies, but The developers have said maybe in the future there will be stuff like that. So you can send out expeditions and you can come and look at what's going on in the ruins over here, and you can come and collect scrap over here and all these kind of things. But that's something that we'll do a little bit later. There's no... oh, yeah, let me hydrate. Thank you so much, Galaxy. Yeah, so the the devs have said no combat at the moment, so you don't have any of that. This is a scrap pile. Oh, a scrap yard to be salvaged. That seems to be a little different to what I'm used to. Okay, so let's get a scrap yard going on. Can we squeeze it in? Not really. It's a little tight over here, to be honest. So let's anyway, let's build the scrapyard. Yeah, maybe something like that will be useful. Let's get the scrapyard built so that we can get some of this doing a little bit better. Our people are living on the streets. We shouldn't let anyone sleep outdoors under these conditions. Okay. So we need to build one more house. So let's do that. Got a lot of people coming in, so we need to make sure that we continuously get... One of the big challenges of this game is to make sure that you constantly have enough stuff for your population. That becomes a real big issue. Have we run out of scrap again over here? Okay, well then let's demolish it and try and get this built so that we can kind of collect scrap from other stuff. People are happy with their new homes. They moved in and look toward a brighter future. Maybe our population will even grow. And there's also some material left over from construction. Excellent. So that's quite useful to us at the moment. Can you please build this, by the way? Where are our builders? Yeah, here they come. Okay, good stuff. So there we go. So there's the scrap yard. So we need to get some scrappers to work there. Like 3 of them should be kind of do the trick there. Okay, so immediately, well, they will start collecting scrap in the immediate vicinity. So I'm hoping this ruin requires a scrapyard to be salvaged. So hopefully they will, yeah, they're gonna sort that out. So that's good. Now we can move this field of work over here so that they can come and collect the scrap over here. So we're gonna constantly move that around. But we do need the scrap. So are we seeing some cloth? Yeah, so there's some cloth coming in. Let's move over to a little bit of plastic instead. Oh, but we're going to need to make sure that we got some radiation stuff, and we're going to need to get some tools running. So the workshop, the herbal hut is also quite an important one for us. So let's see about getting a herbal hut in here. I wonder, should we build it a little closer up there, or should you just bring it all down here? Anyway, let's just get it all down here for now. Have you played Surviving the Aftermath? No, I have not. I've not done it. Have any of you played that? Surviving the Aftermath? I've heard about it. I haven't seen a lot though. I've mainly heard about it. So that'll be some herbs. We definitely need to get our radiation protection up, and we also need to get our tool production up. We're collecting a fair bit of stuff over here. We also need to make sure that we continuously improve our food production. So maybe a hunter's lodge is not a bad idea. Yeah, so we probably will need to grow into this area over here. So let's get some logistics going on. We'll try and get a little path. Yeah, so the path really needs to run something like this. Now, if we get a hunter's cabin, actually, that's not too bad. We'll get the hunter's cabin over there, and we'll move the field of work for this so that we go and collect a little bit more scrap over here. There seems to be a lot more over there, so let's get that. Our population is growing quickly, but you want to make sure that you have enough resources to deal with your population. Have I switched this over to plastic? Yes, so plastic should now be created. We should now start to see some plastic coming in. We can also go ahead and build another house, though every time you build a house, you end up with more population. So be very careful in terms of building houses. But little bits are okay. Now, community needs some stuff as well. If you don't keep your confidence of your community up, you have problems. So something like the campfire over here could be quite useful for us. Alternatively, we should be able to upgrade this building. The bus is the heart of the settlement. It can store the resources, provide capacity each upgrade. As soon as the bus has been hitched in place, settlers can increase their confidence. So let's instead upgrade the bus a little bit over here. Now, we need some people to come and work as hunters. So let's grab at least one hunter. Oh, Drought is coming. We should have enough food and water for this drought. But let's get at least one hunter to work the hunter stuff. It's very similar to Banished in the fact that you need to make sure that you have settlers available to like move resources around and stuff like that. Oh, this thing is done as well. So let's grab one herbalist also. And now you start to see what challenges we face with what we've got going on over here. Now we've got 10 children, which is great because it means that we've got more population to work on stuff, but we also need to provide more food, more water, more everything. And that is the challenge. Okay, so now we've got the hunting lodge up. So that should collect us more food, but we really need to get ourselves the other bits and pieces up and running over here. So if we go to resources, we need the tailor's shop so that we can get those facilities going on. So let's turn that around a little bit. It should squeeze in here quite nicely, actually. Yeah, so let's get the tailor in there. Yeah, people like to make children. There must be no TV over here, you know, or Twitch streaming. Got some plastic, some cloth. I'm not too sure what we're using the cloth for, though. But anyway, we've got some of that going on. And we probably also need a forester's lodge as quickly as we can. Probably won't use that space, but what we'll do is maybe we'll get the forester's lodge to come in on this side. And then we'll use this area here for a bit of forestry. Okay, our water is dropping, which is scary. I don't like it. Yeah, we're not quite in a position where we can get a lot of people to work various jobs now. Okay, what is that? Settlers with no protective clothing use the tailor to make protective clothing. Yes, fair enough. Understand that. So we're making neck scarves. So we've got very basic protective clothing that should start to be created now. Predominantly that's created. Oh, yeah, we see some medication coming in now. Okay, now, as you can see, we've hit the drought now. So one season of drought is now here upon us. So now we can't collect water over here anymore. So we can immediately remove our water carriers, move them over to a job that can work. Foresters can collect stuff over here. But I don't think, yeah, so there's some stuff that we can't, fishing can't happen while there's a dry season. So now we've got a few people available that can work in some other fields to try and get things up and running a little bit more. Hydrate more from Galaxy, there we go, hydrate. Ah, thank you. Okay. Now, so we don't have anybody working there, but we've put some more people onto hunting. The herbalist is still picking some stuff, but yeah, unfortunately won't be able to do much more. Now, where can we... Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So typically in your drought seasons is when I like to build some of the buildings that we're kind of missing out on. Hunter's Lodge should really be picking some stuff up. And then the forester over here is going to collect some wood over there. But I would like it to put cut down and reforest all at the same time. And let's just move that field of work to kind of something like this, so that they use that entire area here to basically cut down and plant new trees all at the same time. That's the idea. Our water is dropping pretty quickly. What we can do is we can start looking at building a well. Wells are good too. We can't squeeze a well in here, really? Oh man, I didn't realize that. Then we have to get a well over here so it's not too far away from the cistern. Okay, well goes in over there. It's not ideal, but we'll get the well in over there. So get started on building the well. We're slowly getting everything. I'm really worried about the water, but our food is looking pretty good at the moment. So we're out of stuff over here, so let's move the tailor to go and work on cloth again. We do also need to start looking at getting some tools up and running. So workshop is one of the next things that we need to do. We need metal for that, so that we also will need to get this guy to actually work on a little bit of metal. So at some point we'll have to move that over. Okay, so the well is built. So now what we can do is we can get someone to work the well. A well keeper and a water carrier will be required. So there we go. Our foresters are doing a decent job. So one thing that worries me tremendously is we've got equal amounts of adults and children. That means that we need double what we're using at the moment in a season or two's time. And that's scary. Okay, now the dry season has left, so now we can go and quite comfortably get our fishermen back. So let's drop the hunters a little bit, just one hunter, and we'll move two of them into fishing, and we need maybe another water carrier and a herbalist, something like that. We'll drop down one forester as well. We don't need that many foresters, I think. There is a school, I believe. So if we look community, there is a school that comes in a little bit. We can build it, of course. Starting at a certain age, a school provides children with a place to learn and become educated adults. I'm not sure what effect that has on the game, though. But yeah, it's something that we will be building. Oh, we don't have a herbal? We have a herbalist. Why are you not able to... Okay, let's just change your field of work. So you can... Oh, you're not... There's no herbs available yet? Oh, here they come. Get some herbs over there. Yeah, there we go. You should be able to get some herbs. Yeah, usually the educated adults in these kind of games are more efficient. But I'm not sure the exact stats. I would like to build a shelter. Let's get. I think we're getting more cloth. As we get more cloth, let's actually quickly drop the tailors. Drop the tailors out. Get our scrap is okay. What were we running out of? What were we saying? I would like us to build a shelter so that we can house more people without them making kids all the time. Okay, we've got a Couple of settlers available. Let's get an extra builder. We should be okay. I just need us to get up to about 10 of these. Oh my goodness, we're out of water. My goodness, get more people to carry water from the lake over here. Absolutely. Get even another one. We need tons more water. This game is really quite challenging, I must say. This is the scrapyard, and so we're out of scrap yet again. So let's change the field of work another time. I think back here is a good spot, so let's get that going on. Go and collect scrap over there. Yes, there's our water is coming back a little bit quicker. We've got a lot of food, which I'm quite happy about. We should have just about enough cloth now to start work on a shelter, so let's do that. Shelter is a big area for people to live in. Ooh, the time. Okay, let's put a shelter in over there. We'll start building that. And that means a lot of people will have housing. But what happens is they don't actually reproduce while they live in a shelter. They need a cabin or something like that to reproduce. Okay. From a logistics point of view, let's run our little path up here. Okay, there we go. Nice. So once that's built, these guys should go away. The guys asking for some more settlements or some cabins or housing. Building underway here. Excellent. So now with enough cloth in place, we can slowly start to get our tailor working again, so we can get more protective gear being produced for our people. Now, the next thing we're going to need straight away is that tool workshop. But we need metal for that, and we haven't actually gone and sorted our metal production yet. Okay, we can actually get the tool workshop right over here, which is good. Let's squeeze that in. And we need to kind of move you over to getting some metals. Probably need another one of you, or we need to move over to the refinery. Only metals for the refinery. So let's spend a little bit of time and effort in getting more metals going. So a lot of adults now. Can we put a few more on the scrap collecting? Yeah, let's add one more to scrap collecting. We're going to need a technician in the workshop soon. One of our hunters tells us that the local wildlife population is on the rise. We ought to take advantage of this opportunity to get some more protein on our tables. Understood. So what are we doing? Raw venison, wild boar meat produced. Okay, so that's okay. We've got one hunter. Our hunters found some interesting plant remnants in the animal stomachs while they were gutting them. One of our experts thought that we might be able to grow the plants on our fields if we could find an undigested specimen. Ooh. Why don't we comb the forest and search for plants, for that plant, Chief? Okay, well, let's do it. So gather plants. Well, we've got this guy, right? Herbs produced. Gather plants. It's a little weird. I haven't done that. The herbal hut, or is it under food? Definitely not that. Gatherers. Oh, gatherers huts. Okay. Well, let's get ourselves a bit of a gatherers hut underway. Something like that. Give ourselves as much of that as we can. We're out of tools, so tools is definitely an important one for us. So can you get this built? We are working on our metals, right? Yeah, we are working on our metals. We've got a bit of scrap going on, so that's okay. That is being built over here. How many people do we have available to be able to work on that? Yeah, we can actually put someone into the gathering roles. I need to keep a close eye on the water production. I would like that up to about 2,000 at least. But anyway, we're doing some gathering now. Gather plants. Scrap collecting is pretty good. Let's add an extra forester maybe. Metals. We need metals, much more metals. Okay, let's trim back on the tailors for now. Even though we're not doing, we need the protective gear, but let's get the tailors. Let's get more people to do the scrapping though. So let's see. The other building we need to build then is the refinery. Again, we need much more metals. Look at the size of that thing. That's huge. I would like us to be able to put like a market in here somewhere and grow our population into this area instead of putting the massive refinery in here. What are you saying? So we can't get the refinery in there. So something's happening. What are we saying? Stockpile is running out. Improve your infrastructure. Does that mean we don't have room to store more stuff? Is that? I think that's what's happening. Gather plants. Oh, I didn't actually need to build that. Okay, well, let's gather some plants over here. Nice. We should handle it with the utmost of care. Understood. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to cancel this thing because I don't really need that. Demolish that. Okay, so now they want us to grow the little seedling with an irrigation plant, water stored, and plastic stored. Okay, that's somewhat problematic because I feel like we're going a little bit ahead. We've got housing for people. But what we do need is we honestly need to get our metal production up. So we need a refinery. Or we can go in and build another one of these guys, another recycler. Maybe that's the first thing for us to do. Maybe let's get another recycler up. We can get more houses in here instead. I'm going to grab another recycler right over here. Okay, well, let's increase our stockpile of scrap. But what we could do is we could drop the number of people working on scrap collecting a little bit. One like that. Add an extra forester because we probably need a little bit more forestry. And we do need a technician as soon as this thing is built. And it is built, so let's get a technician in place. Maybe even two. So now we're going to say we're going to start building some scrap tools. Okay, now let's get another recycler in place. So you're doing cloth and you're doing metals. I think that should be fine. So we should be able to get our radiation stuff going on, and hopefully we should be able to get some more tools. This area is quite, the game looks quite good, you know, the area. Look at these ruins, and I mean, you can collect them for scrap, of course, but yeah, the area really looks nice. Oh, we've got a time limit, 3 seasons to build an irrigation plant. Okay, well, let's start working on that then at least. So what is this saying? The gatherer's cabin. Let's move the chain. We'll just move that over there so they can go and collect things over there. We probably need to start building a few other things, bits and pieces. Like one of them is the warehouse, maybe somewhere up here. Well, let's just do it right over there. We are getting metals in now, so let's get that going on. Then the other thing we need is Not more housing right now. The refinery is something we need. And I'm kind of tempted to build it somewhere. We really have limited space available to us. Maybe down here is the right spot for more industrial stuff. So let's do it over there. Oh, it just doesn't want to work there. So let's do that. So we'll get another little path to run up through this way. There we go. How's our water? Our water is looking decent. Not too worried about our water just yet. Okay, now we need to build like an irrigation plant, and I'm kind of tempted to do it out over here. So if we go to food or water, an irrigation plant needs a lot of plastic. But if we do an irrigation plant right over here, yeah, I think that is a really good spot for it. Like so. And I know we don't have enough plastic to get it built. We'll do that, and then we'll run maybe a little something like that, and we'll see. So that will be a path. What I can do then is we can build a field over here, and the rest of that irrigation will be used for our forestry and harvesting area over here. Water. We need more water, so I'm kind of tempted to, well, we do need to maybe get a rain collector, but also a water tower at some point. We need some charcoal as well. Charcoal might be something we can start working on straight away. So let's do that over here. Let's get building on the charcoal over there. Drought is incoming in 1 season. How much metal do we have? We need 2 more metal over here. I'm much more happy with our population at the moment. 36 adults and 8 children is a good number for me. I like that kind of ratio. 3 to 1 or something like that is a lot better, I think. We could probably start building an extra cabin or 2 just to make sure that our children number does actually rise slightly over time. Actually, that I'd like to get that to about 10 at any given time. So let's add 2 more cabins over here so that we can get that reproduction up again. Yeah, that children number is dropping quite rapidly at the moment, but I tend to take it quite slow this game. So now we've got a charcoal burner in place. We'll get just 1 to work over there. We'll get 1 person to work the irrigation as soon as we can, actually. So at the moment it's not necessary. One of the things that I'm kind of wondering about is maybe getting an extra water collection spot over here. Okay, our food is really good. Our water is a little bit lower than I would like. We're getting that back. We need at least a tailor or 2. Let's add 2 tailors. We've got a lot of people now. So let's get, our refiner is up. Okay, hang on. Let's pause the game. Have a quick look. In the refinery makes all of these things, right? So I'm tempted that we just get a ton more refiners to work, like 5 of them. Then we will stop working over here and we will stop working over there. And that should now slowly produce everything we need to build the others. The hunting lodge is not finding any people to hunt, so we'll just move that a little bit over there. I'm tempted to demolish this and see if we can get some of the original resources back. Let's do that. I don't think we're going to ever use that again. Okay, the drought is coming. I am really uncomfortable with the amount of water we have saved. So we really need to make a strong, hard attempt to get more water in the next, round. I'm just going to switch this one off for now. Everybody should be working over here in order to get us all the stuff we need at the same time. Charcoal is happening, so we are starting to get charcoal. and that's going to be an important part of the action for us. Over here we need a little bit more plastic to come in. We've got very little time left, like 0.9 of a season to get that up and running. We need to store more water, though that is going to be a tough one when the drought season is upon us. So let's quickly pause the game. I'm going to go to water and we're going to grab another jetty. Can we do it right next to it? We can. Let's get another jetty right in over there. And now it is drought, so we're not going to actually make this one. This one we're going to miss out on. We would have gotten a seed if we had all of that up and running. That's a little unfortunate. Okay, so now let's go. If we go to food, if we go over here, let's trim back on the fishermen. We'll add them back to the hunters. The gatherer can probably not work, but maybe for a little while longer. The herbalist, there's a lot of herbs in place, but probably we don't need the herbalist for too much longer. We'll use this time to get the foresters better. Oh, we've got all of them. We'll get an extra charcoal burner. We'll collect more scrap and we'll refine them as quickly as we can. And we'll try and build the infrastructure that we need for water going forward. We do need a little bit of a field going on, but we do need to store plastic and all these kind of things as well. We did build the extra cabins, so hopefully our child numbers will go up. Yeah, young adults, so we should have more kids here very soon. We built all of these now. That's good. So if we look at community, can we build something like this? A cemetery is probably something that we're going to need soon. So, yeah, and I don't like the size of it, though. It's going to be really problematic for us. Should we kind of try and add the cemetery over here? Let's do that. Let's build a cemetery over there. It's one of those things that you only need it once someone dies, but I'm thinking it's about that time of the game where some of our people might start dying of old age, and so we just need to do that. Oh, hydrate. Thank you, Galaxy. A nice sip of tea this time around. Okay. Okay, now we've got unhappy individuals, and why is that? So let's quickly try and find them, and we'll have a look at what's going on. Ah, someone died. Look at that. Look at that. A relative of the settler has died and has no grave. So that is why we are actually building the cemetery over here. Hopefully that will be up and running very soon, and then those people will be less unhappy. But yeah, I don't think we're going to make this thing. How much plastic do you still need? Wow, tons. Tons of plastic is needed over there. Can you come and build this, please? How many builders do we have? Should we add more? Yeah, let's add another builder or two. You need builders to also maintain everything. Why is the light gone? Because it's drought. This season is the drought season. You can kind of see it down here. Rainy season will return in one season, and then the water will come back. We are going to fail this thing. I am quite happy that we managed to stay above 1,000 water stock throughout the drought. That's really, really good. Okay, so now we've got the cemetery up and running, so we'll get a mortician to start working. Don, all of that work for nothing. It's a shame this didn't work out the way we'd pictured it. Well, at least we haven't lost anything. Let's just stick to focusing on the important stuff. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It is unfortunate, though. This is going to be a useful irrigator for us to build, because we will be doing some farming over here, and the rest of this, the gathering and the herbs and all of that, is also good in the irrigation area. Okay, the rainy season should return shortly. Help us out a little bit. We've got tons of scrap. We might drop down on the scrap a little bit and try and refine a little bit more of it. And we should see some water coming back soon. Got a lot of charcoal coming in. We're not really using charcoal at the moment, though we will want to start getting our protective gear, charcoal, using charcoal and filtering our water a little bit. Okay, let's get some fishermen back. Drop the hunters a little. Our food is looking really good. Our water is a different story though. We need another cistern or maybe a water tower instead. I think that's kind of what I'm going for. Let's find a water tower. Or what we can do is we can actually upgrade this. Yeah, I'm not sure that jetty is actually quite useful over here. I don't think they use both of them. I think just the people there is fine. But anyway, build a rainwater collector. One of the things we can do. How much plastic is that? That's 24 plastic. I'd rather build a water tower. Or I can upgrade this to a water tower, right? With 12 plastic. So let's just get our plastic up first. We need much more plastic, so let's just keep going on the plastic before we go for that. 4 children only, which is a little lower than I would like. Okay, now we can now get more people to kind of work stuff like gatherers. We have gatherers. What is this? Herbalists. We can grab a herbalist, that's fine. Trim back on the builders a little bit. Though builders do maintenance, so you always need builders, even if you're not building. You do need maintenance. Okay, some people have died, and so here you see some stuff happening for them. Okay, plastics we're struggling with. Okay, I'm a little worried about the number of children we have over here, so I'm going to see about building a few more houses, cabins. So let's squeeze a couple in there. Yeah, 2 more should be fine for now. I'm not going to go too quickly on this though. Get a couple more cabins going. We can also, once we have a good source of plastic coming in, so once these guys get us more plastic, we can start building sturdy houses that also have water storage. Still have a couple of unhappy people, but in general, we're doing pretty good. Yeah, only 3 children now. It means that when we start seeing the die-off of people, it'll be really bad for us. Okay, all buildings get more efficient as we have electricity connected to them. So that's one of the things that we will be focusing on to try and get electricity going. Is the irrigator up? No, we're still waiting on 4 more pieces of plastic. So a lot of plastic has gone into this irrigator over here. Wow, the storage is 50% full. Might almost need another one. What is this? The production limit for tools has been reached. Okay, excellent. That's very good. So that means what we can do is we can trim back on our technicians over there. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll trim back on them and they can be used somewhere else. Like working in the refiner, for instance. We also have a fair amount of charcoal now, so we'll trim back on one of our charcoal guys as well. Okay, these houses are being built. Let's get a few more paths in here. Like so, that should be good. What is this saying? I think storage capacity in this building is running low. Over there is still a bit of storage though. From a community perspective, we can start looking at a school maybe. Yeah, the school doesn't take too much. So let's see about getting a school. And we'll actually squeeze the school in over there. That's actually going to be a very good spot for the school. So we'll start working on a school. We'll build some more roads over here. Like that. Nice. That's going to be awesome. Okay, who's running out of what over here? Tyler doesn't have any of that. The activated carbon mask needs... Okay, so what we can do is we can do neck scarves or activated carbon masks or radiation suits all together. So this one just takes 3 cloths for 2 scarves. This one takes 3 cloth plus 2 charcoal for 2 masks. And this one takes a lot of stuff. 6 cloths, 4 charcoal, and 2 plastics for a radiation suit. So I think instead let's start moving over to activated carbon masks instead. I think that's quite useful. People are still dying, but the child numbers are coming back up again now. Okay, now we've got a school, so we can actually assign a teacher. That's good. Quite useful. Oh, people are dying again of old age, predominantly, I would imagine. Unhappy settlers. Yeah, people dying causes a little bit of problems generally. Tools, we've got enough tools over here. If we look at radiation, at least the rain is not bringing radiation, so that helps us a lot. Okay, now our irrigator is up and running, but our water is still slightly problematic. So I can start putting the irrigator in there. Okay, we'll trim back. Wow, we need more people though. So with the irrigator back, we can probably trim back on maybe, what do we have? Gatherers? I don't know. Don't want to trim back too much. Maybe on the refiners a little bit. Can trim back maybe 1 over there. That's a good idea. Tailors, maybe 1 tailor is going to be enough to kind of keep us afloat. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. Okay, so this guy, I don't necessarily want him. We can check, that's radiation. This is the moisture level, right? That's where it's currently raining, okay? And this is like saying that, okay, it's moist, and this area over here is wet, and all these kind of things, okay? But for now, I'm thinking just go with low. We just need some low water over here to do that. And we do need to find a little bit more water going on here. So now that we built that, we've got some plastic left over. Let's build a water tower. I'm kind of tempted to just build it out over here. Okay, and then at the same time, what we'll do is we'll build another jetty down here. And it's just going to be fine so that we can collect some more stuff. We can also build another well over here at some point, but that's going to be fine for now. Excellent. Okay, so the scrapyard is not finding any more scrap in that field, so we'll have to move it a little further away. So there's a lot of scrap to be had over there, so we'll just move them to go and collect scrap over there. It becomes really difficult if they have to travel a long distance to get scrap. They kind of get hungry, they leave, all kinds of stuff happens. They die of hydration issues. It becomes problematic. Okay, more children is coming in. I'm quite happy with this number now. That number looks really healthy to me. That number does not, and that's why we're building these things. But our food is looking awesome. We're using most of our wood really quickly. And it'll take now longer and longer for us to get scrap down to the base or to the colony. We don't need technicians at the moment because we've got enough tools. What we don't have enough of is the radiation protection stuff. But we are slowly getting more and more of that, so that's quite helpful. Got a lot of charcoal, and that'll help for the tower over here. Tower can be built now. And then we can collect more water quicker. And we should also be able to actually filter this water in this spot over here when we get into some more radiation problems. We do need to bear in mind that we will probably need another well over here as well. Okay, so now what I need to do is I'll trim back over there. We'll add another kind of, okay, now what we're going to need to do, I'm going to say that over here I would like a max of 3 to work there, and the rest of our water carriers will all come and work over here, and they will be, so we should get a little bit more stuff here now. Actually, I don't think I ever want to drop this below 2 builders. It's just too, it's a little bit problematic. There's a lot of metal available now, so our refinery is doing a decent job. Can we change these numbers up a little bit? Production limits. Don't quite know if that can work, but we are doing our job here. Yeah, we run out of cloth really quickly. Can we increase our production of cloth? Yeah, it's just a little weird how that works. So anyway, it's just the production limit. It doesn't actually say how the ratios that you would like. Yes, that's a very healthy number there. A third of our population is children. That is a healthy number. Now people are starting to die again, but there's a healthy number of children that can replace them. Well, in time. They don't replace them immediately. I want to always make sure that we have a settler in place though. Okay, our water numbers are coming up a little bit better. Let's have a look at our moisture levels. So is this area actually working? Is this doing its job or not? Doesn't seem to be the case. If we up that to high so that they just have this area well moistured all the time, I'm hoping that'll do the trick. Because I do want us to start farming this area as well. But at the moment, we don't have the people to work it. Work it, people, work it. At the moment, it's a little bit problematic. We do need this population to grow a little bit. Wow, look at that children spike over there. So at the moment, we're quite comfortable with our housing. I'm happy to have most people now live in the shelter over here, because as these guys come in, we don't want the population to boom too quickly. Okay, many of our settlers are forced to move across this wasteland unprotected. We should boost our production of protective clothing. Understood. So what are we saying? Build a tailor, activate carbon mask, produce 4. We should be able to do that quite easily. We are, and then we'll get some more. Excellent. We should be able to do that. We are, in fact, underway with that. We can add an extra tailor at some point, but at the moment it's a little bit problematic. Wow, we've got a lot of people dying. If we go to community, what else can we build in the community? There's a pub. The pub produces beers, liquors, and joints. Can be consumed by settlers to boost their confidence. That's pretty good. The other thing that I'm thinking we should build is maybe get some power up and running. A solar collector, electric poles, a battery, this kind of thing. We can start looking at that. We've got a fair bit of metal actually, so I think that's a good idea for us to start looking at that. So if we do solar collector, let's turn this around a little. Oh yeah, solar collector over here. Excellent, we boosted those numbers. Get the solar collector right in there. Let's build the solar collector. Nice. And a battery at some point. Let's get the solar collector first, and then we'll build the battery. Another hydrate. Okay, thank you, Galaxy. Got it. Just water this time, no more tea. Tea is done. Okay, well, what I'm still worried about is why is this thing doesn't seem to be functioning. Go to high, please. So we'll sort that out, right? Oh yeah, there we go. That's good. There we go. Immediately nice and moist. If we do medium, can we see? Yeah, now let's just stick to high so we immediately know how much it needs all the time. Now, what I would like us to do is start preparing a field for food right over here. Look, so that's what this does. So even if the area dries out, the irrigator over here keeps this area nice and moist. So that's good for trees, as for well for herbs and for all kinds of other things. Want a cultivated field over here. So something like that. I kind of like that as a field size, maybe. Something like that should be good. Let's add a field like that. So that'll be one field where we can grow some crops and things. Now we've got a drought on our hands and we're doing a pretty decent job. We won't be able to do fishing. Well, at the moment we can, but we need to get ourselves ready. So we will be able to grow food over here. And that's kind of what these guys are working on, getting that field up and running. But we're getting a lot of from our wood stock and stuff over here. Oh, look at that. You could quite easily see where it's still remaining nice and moist over here. I do like it. Okay, we don't have any farmers assigned at the moment because we are running out. We don't have that many settlers available to just kind of work all kinds of jobs. So with this field, okay, this field is ready. Let's just pause it, choose a seed. We are going to grow wheat. Wheat gives us 330 food every 1.1 season. Cabbage gives us 660 food every 1.9 season. So cabbage is going to be much better. So let's choose cabbage. So we're going to run with cabbage over here. We will be sure to add at least one, maybe two farmers to the mix over there. We're going to take some fishers away, well, at least one fisher away for now, and another fisher away soon as the drought hits. The people are going through the protective clothing quite quickly, I might add. What are you doing? What is this? This is the workshop. We haven't reactivated the workshop, but it's probably about time. So let's get someone to work the workshop again. Just the one technician, please. Should be fine. How is this? Oh, the solar collector is almost done. So let's see about getting our battery in place as well. Ooh, we can squeeze a battery in there. And I think that's going to be fine. So let's squeeze the battery in there. We'll get the logistics up. So let's get our path to run in there. That's going to be fine. Get that built. So now we're going to add electricity to the mix over here. Doing a pretty decent job. The only thing that we're really struggling with is the radiation protection. And our population isn't growing as quickly as we would like. Well, isn't growing as steadily as we would like, but it's going to grow quite rapidly once these children grow up. Okay, and this storage warehouse is almost full. Wow. We may need another one quickly. I do like this area, looking pretty good. I'm just hoping our water can actually hold. We can continue to collect everything over there because we've got an irrigator running. What's going on over here? Settlers with no protective gear and an oncoming drought. Yes, we're aware of that. We're starting to see a few more people turning into adults, which is really good to see. We need those numbers, and immediately some more people have died as well. It's a constant challenge to keep up with the demands over here. Once we have everything done over here, we have everything we need, really. Then we can go and upgrade this stern into another water tower, because at some point we're going to struggle a little bit with our with radiation in our water supply. Okay, so we'll get the oh no, we need the hunter. We'll get the fisher away. We'll add them to the hunters, And we'll add to maybe to the farmers as well, just a little bit, at least over the dry season now. Are we seeing some of our plants coming in here? Yeah, slowly planting things up over there. It looks to be fairly self-sustainable, even though the people are having to travel pretty far. Oh, look, they've demolished that one building over here. Really good. Another person has died, predominantly of old age, I believe. So if we look at this here, I don't want to see any of the other stuff. I just want to see the deaths. Old age, old age, old age, old age. So it's all natural causes at the moment. So I'm not too worried about that just yet. Our health is pretty good. We've got herbs and all kinds of things. We probably can build a hospital. Let's just get this one built, and then we need to actually lay some power cables. So if we go electricity and get some power cables up and running. So kind of this thing here. Oh yeah, actually that does work. This doesn't need power cables, so excellent. That actually works really well. So if I can just do maybe one power cable over there. Okay, start doing your power cables and then we'll see. I think this one over here might be fine as well. Let's see how that goes. Let's get those power cables up. I think we're at a spot where we probably need that extra tailer, so let's grab another tailer so we can get these numbers up a little bit better. Looks a little bad at the moment. Yeah, for anybody new to this stream, we have a awesome Discord community going on. In the chat now, there's a link. Doc Kevin gave us a link over there for the Discord, so please feel free to join that. We have all kinds of chats about the games that we play on this channel, and so yeah, we would love you to join the community. Okay, what's going on over here? You are saying that you don't have any of this, but we're not doing that. At the moment, you can't collect water over here, so really what we do need to get is another well. We'll grab a well. They're not too pricey to build. I'm hoping we can squeeze it in. We can squeeze it in over there. So we'll get a well over there. That should be good. Please build that. There's no overlay for electricity, it seems, but I would like us to at least kind of figure out what has power and what doesn't have power. You can kind of figure it out from the cables over here. Though, it doesn't look like there's a cable connection over here, though. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to grab a pole and place one. Really? It doesn't want to... I think this should be... It's a little weird how they work though. Anyway, I think that should be quite workable. If we place it here, that should be fine. It should have everything go through the battery and then into the grid. There we go. We're growing nicely now. What's our... Oh, yeah, that ratio is looking good still. And our children keeps coming up. And we're getting a fair bit of food over here. We are running out of water, though. But that's okay. I think it's the rainy season yet again, so that should be fine. We need one more guy to work the well over here. Another well keeper is the thing for us. And we'll get one more water person. We need some fishers as well. So let's drop one of the farmers. We'll get a fisher back. Drop one of the hunters, get another fisher back. That should be okay. That looks okay. Our charcoal is looking good. Our tools is a little low, so we should just keep an eye on that. If that drops any further, we'll need to add another technician. Actually, we had a few more people join, so let's get another technician anyway. The rest is looking good. Scrap and all the other bits and pieces are okay. It's just the tailor. So we might need to build another tailor at some point. We're really quickly going through all of that. Let's see, can we go ahead and build another tailor though? Actually, let's upgrade this building. I would not mind that. There was a sudden overload in our solar collector. It looks like it is damaged. Some electric power poles are affected too. A few settlers were injured during the accident. We should treat them as fast as possible. Let's do it. That's not good, guys. That's not good. I give you new stuff and you break it. Medicine produced. Okay. We're not currently producing medicine. We just have herbs. So I need to go to the community stuff and get a medical facility up and running. Oh man, that was almost. That could have almost worked there. Anyway, what we'll do is we'll squeeze it in here. So get the medical facility up and running as quickly as we can. Hopefully our builders can go ahead and fix all the bits and pieces that's problematic at the moment. Once that's built, we get the medic in place. Okay, get this stuff built, or fixed at least. And we'll go and get all of this built. These guys are sick because of something with the solar collector. Problematic though. I wanted to upgrade this at some point, but we'll hold off until we got our medics up and running. Excellent. We've got all of our stuff there. We just need to build it, and we probably need to go and grab an extra herbalist, maybe even 2. That seems to be okay. Can we get more herbs quickly is what I'm after. Wow, look at that population. It's really growing now. Lots of people are sick though. So can we please get that built? Oh yes, there we go. Building is underway. I'd like to get at least 1 medic up in there as quickly as we can. They will start producing medicine from herbs, and it's also a much more effective way of treating people. What is this? Damaged buildings. There's a few of them. What is the builder mode over here? Build and repair. Oh yeah, we are actually, and that's been repaired. Now there's a couple of these poles that need to be repaired as well. We've managed to fix that. I know you are needing herbs, so herbs hopefully will come in quickly. How's our space over here? Oh, we can actually say what gets stored where. Didn't know that was a thing. That might be new. We really need another tailor as well. There's just so much that we constantly need to be improving. Wow. Okay, now people are starting to die ever so slightly. Lots of sick people. Can we please get some medicine? Ah, excellent. Herbs are coming in, which I'm hoping will turn into medicine fairly quickly, and then we can heal people up really quickly. That is the plan. That is the plan. So something with like these kind of games is once you get one of these kind of waves, they just so quickly start becoming problems for you. So quickly. We need another house. So what we can probably get these guys to do, we've got all of the poles fixed. What we can do is we can go ahead and grab another cabin or 2, I think. Pretty comfortable to put 2 more cabins in there. That's awesome. Let's get a few more electric poles, just so that we spread our electricity down here a little bit more. I would like to make sure, it's very difficult to see, but I would like to make sure that our electric poles actually link together. So we need to build plenty of them. So it's a slow expansion of our grid over here. Really slow. How's our power? Oh, we've got lots of energy stored. Energy sources, power, and consuming buildings. So, here you can see. If you click this, you can see who's actually consuming. So for some reason, really? No, all of this is connected. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't like the way the whole electricity system works over here. Anyway, what we'll do is I'm trying to add another pole over there as well. So we're missing on some components, it seems, electronics. That's the thing. Well, guys, we're into our last 5 minutes of the stream. What is this? Oh, that's just a little fire pit or something. Oh, our water reserves are low. Not good. How many people do we have? Okay, we can add a couple more water carriers. Hopefully that'll solve things for us a little bit. And I think we should look into upgrading this one. Yeah, let's go ahead and upgrade that. Oh, another hydrate. Thanks, Galaxy. Well, there we go. That's the last sip of water in my water bottle. So thanks for that. And it's quite just about that time of the stream. Anyway, so we're upgrading that. I've built 2 more cabins over here, which is good. And we're connecting our power. Excellent. Look at that. So we've got a much better grid connection over here. Let's quickly get our power over here also. And I want to expand it over here as well. Something like that. That should be good. Everything is more effective if you've got it powered. Okay, so that's why it's really important to do that. I'm enjoying this epic gameplay. Oh, excellent. I'm glad you are. Is this your kind of game? Okay, that's been done as well. Don't have any charcoal. We can activate that so that we can actually start filtering our water. Let's have a look at our radiation content. There's no radiation over here at the moment, so I won't filter at the moment. We're going to save our charcoal, and to be honest, we probably need another guy or 2 to work there. We'll start with 1. Now, maybe we'll just get 2 to go and work there straight away. To do that. Yeah, good. Okay, our population is holding steady. You can grow your population much quicker than this, but it's not advised. Okay, things are looking good. Our food supplies, our water supplies are back. Food is getting maybe a little low. So maybe we should start allocating some more people to maybe fishing and hunting and gathering. Put them back on the builders just a little bit. There we go. I think that should help our food numbers a little bit better. Our water is okay, but I do like us to keep that 2,000 limit over there. For some reason, we need more people. All right, the injured are being cared for. Okay, we don't know exactly what happened, but it looks like we'll have to replace some parts we used for constructing the solar collector and the electric power poles. Understood. This time we want to do it right from the beginning. We should let our specialists find out exactly which parts we need. What scrap produced, recycler, electronics produced, all kinds of stuff is currently happening over there. But guys, I think that is enough for today. That's been an excellent stream. It started out with a little bit of Rescue HQ and then started this brand new colony in Endzone, and I do think it's going pretty well. We've got a pretty good foundation over here. So what you guys need to do now in the comments in YouTube or in the Discord, come and tell me whether you want us to continue our play of Endzone and see how we go with this colony. There's probably, I don't know, a few more hours in this game for us to do. In terms of expanding all of the things that we need and checking all the gameplay. But yes, you'll have to tell me whether you want us to do that or not. Okay, thank you so much for joining. As always, your support is amazing. Thank you for all the interaction in the chat. Thank you for all the hydrates. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.